One of my one-on-one clients hit her first $5,000 a month, and I'm going to break it down exactly what we did to get her there. It's going to be a 3-step process, okay? Number one is going to be identifying her ideal client. So who does she want to work with? She's a body work specialist, so she typically works with powerlifters, and so that's very niche. And the reason why we chose that was because she's a powerlifter and she has a lot of connection with powerlifters and powerlifting gyms, and so her access to the clientele that she was working with powerlifters. From there, we developed our offers. What we did was we offered a one specific session to get the foot in the door, give them the Ashley Body Works, right? And then we also making money up front a little bit, give them the experience, and then from there, we upsell them to a subscription-based model where it's like, hey, if you want, I can offer you this much at X discount price for each session now for a monthly fee, and the commitment is only 3 months, so that way people can actually just stay within the 3 months. So we bring them into the door, and then we keep them longer by having them spend more money longer. So number 3 is going to be her content strategy in order to drive traffic to get people to buy her offer. And it's going to be 3 different parts. So number 1 is just talking about the emotional benefits of Bodyworks. We tested out where it gave value of the tactical and practical value of it, and we found it didn't really stick until we started talking about the emotional relief, the emotional benefit of being less tenor. She really leaned onto that, the emotional relief, and that really connected with people. Number 2, she started making content more about her stories. So in particular, her series was about resilience, being able to get through the hardship, the obstacles, and struggles that she was currently going through in her life, and how Bodyworks sometimes can help her facilitate that relief in her mental state, in her emotional state, etc. Still tying into the emotional aspect of Bodyworks, but this time we're connecting her story, so that way she feels relatable, real, and be authentic to her audience. And that's actually why a lot of people came to work with her, because they felt really connected with her story. And number 3, we showed some social proof. So we got some client testimonials and then videos of her actually doing bodyworks and powerlifters, and then the benefits of that, like physically seeing how like a lift might move better, or how a lifter was able to get into better positioning for each lift after a specific bodywork session. So quickly to recap, identify ICP, and then we develop an offer where we get people to spend money and then spend money for longer, and then finally develop a 3-pillar content strategy in order to drive traffic into that. And that's how she was able to get to $5,000 for the first time in a month. And actually she cried after finding out that she did that, and I'm gonna put a clip right here.
I know you mentioned you talked to CPA, right? You hit your first 5K a month. How was that experience like, finding out that like, holy shit, like this content thing works?
They said, oh, like, we have some good news. I was like, what is it? They said, you did really well last month. You did this much. And I just started crying. And I was like, ah! Initially, they asked me, what changed for you? And I was like, well, I've been working on my content, like, with Dara. And they said, yeah, it's really working. Goodness.
All right, hopefully that was helpful. I'll see you guys later.